There's a fundamental misunderstanding that I think most people have with life. I can sum it up by saying this quote. Warren Buffett says the secret to a good marriage or a good business partnership is low expectations. Charlie Munger says the secret to happiness is low expectations. If you expect that life will throw you a tremendous amount of hardships and that it will send you some sunny days, you probably have a more accurate understanding of what life is really like. And that doesn't have to be fatalistic, it doesn't have to be negative, it doesn't have to be pessimistic. It's fairly accurate. One of my mentors, Joel Salatin, relayed a story to me often about his father. His father was in World War II and he was trained as a bomber pilot. And one day he was up in a training in the bomber B-52, or I'm not sure what type plane it was, but he's flying, and it was a stormy day, and there was thunder and lightning, and he could hardly control the plane. And he looked over at the training drill instructor, and he said, "I don't think I can land at this airstrip down there. This wind and this lightning is throwing me off track." And the sergeant looked at him, and he said, "You have to make the plane go where you want it to go. Land the plane where we plan to." That simple, almost too obvious truth that you have to make the plane go where you want it to go is missing in almost all of our mentality. The way that success will come to you is you will take 10 steps towards that success, and a wall will pop up. The wall can be anything from an obstacle that you didn't expect financially, that you didn't expect how a person would deal with you, that you didn't expect the timing of the economy, whatever it could be. That wall will erupt, will come up in front of you. And the only reaction that is viable if you're trying to be successful is to go through the wall with the hammer, to go over the wall with the ladder or a boost from a friend, to dig under with a shovel, or to go around it. Or you can do what 99% of people do in the world. You can bounce off that wall and never try again. I read a statistic once that said the average person completely gives up after 3 failures. They say around, don't quote me on this, but roughly 70% of people give up after 1 failed attempt. 90 have given up after the second, and by the third one, literally, almost no one's left. Let's say 95% of people are gone. You're just left with a few people that have the perseverance, and not even the perseverance, it's the mentality of expecting a wall. Once you expect 5 walls on the way to your goal, it's no big deal. You don't get dismayed, you don't get disheartened, you don't get frustrated because you knew that was part of the plan. You knew you were going to try to land this plane in a rough, lightning, thunderous night. So there's no surprise. And if you look at life like that, you will be part of the 5% that controls and changes the world. You will be part of the 5% that enjoys amazing physical health. You will be part of the 5% that enjoy wealth. You will be part of the 5% that enjoy tremendous, love and affection from friends, family, and their romantic partner. And you'll be part of the 5% that has a higher destiny for their life. Remember, you have to make the plane go where you want it to go. And I promise you that this universe is going to throw every wall and every thunderstorm at you. And if you can stay part of the small 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% that don't give up after 1 mistake, after 1 failure, after 2 failures, after 2 mistakes, after 3. If you can be somebody who goes 4 or 5 times. There's a great story about Colonel Sanders, who started the Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise. He didn't get started till he was in his 60s. And he went with his recipe for chicken to 999 people asking for them to invest in his idea. And literally, he says, 999 people said no. But the 1,000th person that he talked to gave him the start that he needed to build the largest fast food chicken franchise in the world. How many of us, I mean, I know myself, I don't have the fortitude to go through 999 failures. The good news is, if you follow the other things we talk about, you don't need to fail that many times. You don't need to persevere 999 times. I just say that to illustrate, man, this is the story of life. The average highly successful business person, they say, has had 2 or 3 failed businesses before they found the successful one. I'm not saying you have to fail. I'm just saying 90% of people are already gone after hitting 2 walls. So I want you to take a second and think, what has been your past reaction to walls of life coming up in front of you? Are you somebody who gets a human to give you a hand and you go over the wall? Do you get a shovel and go under? Do you get a sledgehammer and go through? Do you go to the right? Do you go to the left? Or do you stop? Think about it. Are there things that you know you should have done that you give up on? I mean, all of us have them, but if that's a clear pattern in your life, you better turn around from that pattern. You better stop, because I can guarantee you that on your way to success, because remember, a lot of people want to be successful, and the definition of whatever it is, financial success, being a celebrity, being a star, being a billionaire, whatever it is, or if that's not even your goal, just having more money than the average person or having better physical health than the average person, that path is full of walls. You better expect them. You better expect them. And so, if this is a problem of yours, the first thing to do is just going back to what I said at the beginning. Lower your expectations for the ease with which you're going to get whatever you want. Lower them. If you think you're going to do it in a week, you better add another week to it. If you think that the first 3 people you talk to are going to help you, you better realize you got to talk to 10 people. Set your expectations right for life, and you'll have a head start in understanding this principle.